Hey, good morning. It is Sunday and it's early, so it must be time for my Sunday early morning show. Welcome back to the channel where you're guaranteed that 50% of every name I say will be mispronounced in some way. Probably pretty much a guarantee. Feel free to keep track of that if you want. Telly, said it right, said it wrong, hey, whatever it takes. Sponsored today by Shake It. Shake It Records. I'd like to say sponsor, but they gave me a free t-shirt, so what can you say? I was in Cincinnati and thought, hey, you know what? I'm going to go to a record store. I was trying not to because I know bad things happen when I go to a record store, but I wanted to pick up some reggae. So I went there with the whole thought of picking up reggae, and actually came out with more African music and a lot of other things, and they gave me a free t-shirt. And so I posted this on Facebook, and a lot of you probably saw that Facebook post. I showed pictures. I have some right here. Dean from Grandma's Handbag wrote, free t-shirt, huh? Did you send one of their kids through college? And yeah, I did. I did help the tuition of one of their kids, so they gave me a free t-shirt. So yeah, I was a little spendy. But here, that's Shake It Records, okay? I'm going to put my finger right in the way there, just kind of, you can see it. Isn't this technology? You know, if I ever figure out how to edit right, you know, I'll have this done. But as of right now, you just get the finger, and me slide through, and you get glare on there. But you can kind of get a feel for it. So, there we go. Shake It Records in Cincinnati, a really neat place. I did pick up way too much. My luggage picked up 10 pounds. So I always like when I go fly, I look at the weight before I leave and the weight when I come back. It was a 10-pounder this time. All right, so we're playing in the background today some Los Lobos. This is more of the traditional music. I really do like. I mean, Los Lobos is a favorite group of mine, and I truly enjoy the traditional, and you'll find out just a little bit later more about that on why. So that's what we got going on. So let's start off. Frank and Spud had a comment out there, kind of a thread on anybody buying any new stuff, what's going on? Well, look at this, Frank and Spud. Big Damn Band. The Big Damn Band. How about that? This just came out and it is autographed. That is really neat, isn't it? So, this is Reverend Peyton's Big Damn Band, and this is his wife, and the wife's name is Washboard Breezy Peyton. And the drummer is, you know, you would think I could remember the name of the drummer, but they do go through drummers. Maxwell Centeny currently is the drummer. So, Big Damn Band's out of Indiana. And that's where they're at. This album, everything was recorded on equipment that was made before 1959. They really want this to sound vintage because they really, their music is more country blues. It's upbeat country blues. And you know, you can see, so we have a washboard, we have a drum kit, and we have a guitar, and that's the instrumentation going on. So his guitar, you know, he uses his thumb to play bass, and then the other 4 fingers to play the melody with the guitar. You know, this is the first thing I've had from them. They've been recording, I bet, for about 20 years. The Reverend and Washboard Breezy, their very first date was at the Indiana State Fair. And the Reverend won a big bear. A big damn bear, and gave it to Washboard Breezy. Well, they thought, this is a big damn bear. Why don't we form a band and we'll call it the Big Damn Band? And that's how their name came, due to a big damn bear that they had. So this is, again, I really enjoyed this group. I thought it was some really neat music on there. Kind of fun stuff, country blues. So nice pickup. Happy to have that. As far as record label, it is the Big Damn Band label. Big Damn Band. Like that. Alright. Look at that. Wanda Jackson, Queen of Rockabilly. So this is a reissue. just a current one. Capitol 75, celebrating 75 years, so they're reissuing at the old Capitol label on there. And she is the queen of rockabilly. Wanda was born in 1937. Guess what? She's still out there. She's still, I think she's still singing. She has just the most marvelous voice. It really is different. It is so suited for rockabilly. Isn't that kind of a cool picture on the back there? A little drawing. This is a party. It had a couple hits on here. Let's see. Tongue Tied was a hit, and Hard Headed Woman was her other hit on here. But the whole album's really good. I mean, it's just great rockabilly if that's what you like. You know, Wanda in the late 50s, very early 60s was doing rockabilly. But then rockabilly began to die off, so she went into country music. You can find a lot of her country music from the 60s. In the early 70s, she found religion and began making gospel music. Then in the 80s, along comes groups like, the Stray Cats and other things. There's this rockabilly revival, and Wanda went back and began doing rockabilly again. So, she's been around, done everything. Truly is the queen of rockabilly. It's wonderful music. I say wonderful a lot. It's a wonderful world. I picked up an original copy of one of hers, a few months back, and I'm on the hunt for more. And so I got this off Amazon. It's really inexpensive. All right, television marquee mood. So this is the new, they just re-released it. It's on blue vinyl. Was that Asylum? I have an original, and as I was getting ready to do this, I was kind of scratching my head and trying to say, well, why did I just spend a bunch of money and buy the reissue for colored vinyl? But then I figured it out. There's a second album on here. It's a various outtakes, alternative versions. So I guess I bought it for that. Marquee Moon. This was made in 1977. In England, it went to number 28 on the charts. In America, they just didn't give a damn. It didn't do anything. It just sunk like a rock. They first made this album, or parts of it, in 1974. Brian Eno was the producer. But Tom Verlaine kind of looked at it and go, well, Eno sucks. Don't like it at all. Don't like what you're doing. And so they scrapped it. And they didn't want a big name producer doing it. And Verlaine was kind of, pretty much, I need to do it. For those that don't know television, it's, there were power punk chords out there. They didn't want anything to do with it. So they have a little more jazz in there, a little more melody in it. It still kind of gets a little wonky at times, but it truly is a classic. More the art punk that came out, and it's to me, it's an important album to have, and so it was nice to see this reissue of Marquee Moon. All right, the Lurkers, and this is called Fulham Fallout, and this is a punk group from England. They formed in 1976. What punk band didn't form in 1976? The Sex Pistols, Clash, Damn, they all came out, and suddenly everyone goes, you really don't have to know how to play an instrument to form a band. And everybody formed bands, as most of you know. And so there's all this excitement. And the record label, hey, we better start signing people. Well, the Lurkers got signed. Now, if you're a Lurker fan, I apologize for this, but I would call them a second-tier punk band. Kind of more pub rock punk, I guess you could say. This is a reissue. I really, would like to have found. It's BB, nice orange vinyl. They had one hit. The hit was Shadow. Shadow, 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 shadow. I hear that lyric. That's a lyric I can hear. If you've seen my one thread I put on that, I get that one. When you repeat something 20 times, I get it. So that was their hit. And actually, John Peel did he had a reader's poll. 12 best, the best singles of the year, and Shadow went to number 12. I think this album went to was the 57th favorite album of that year. So the Lurkers, not a whole lot happened to them after this, as punk, went different ways. They did too. Not quite sure really how long. I think they have reformed a few different times. Can't tell you if they're out there reformed yet. All right, so the next one is time to get on the bandwagon, join the cool kids out there, all right? Gun Club. Been on my radar for many years, just never bought it. See a lot of posts on it. I know Hannah, the Omaha introvert, she talks about this a lot, along with a lot of other people. So, there it is. Now, Sympathy, is this the unoriginal? Nah, it's not. Oh, black vinyl. I still keep talking about it's black vinyl, it's a reissue. Wow, that's kind of neat because nobody does black vinyl anymore. So, Gun Club, this was their second album, 1982, Miami. And, they were part of that LA punk scene, obviously. You had X, you had the Blasters, the Germs. The Cramps are really linked with this group. One of their drummers was Kid Congo, who went over and became part of the Cramps. And these guys, I showed an album last week of a live recording where another one of their drummers came over and played with the Cramps. So, they made music into the late 90s when their lead singer, whose name I just can't remember, passed away. This album, their second, was produced by Chris Stein from Blondie, and Debbie Harry actually does background vocals on here, so that was kind of a neat little fun fact on it. So, very good. If you like that 80s punk, this is a really nice one. I read once that it was called Tribal Psychobilly Blues. Isn't that a neat title? What do you listen to? I'm listening to some Tribal Psychobilly Blues today. That will impress your friends and family, I guarantee you. All right, maybe not. Did not impress my mother, my wife. Okay, she didn't, but who cares? All right, next couple albums I'm going to show. Can you guess who? Guess who? For those that have been watching for the last 5 months, guess who? Yes. All right, it's the Guess Who again. I think I'm done with Guess Who now, unless I can find their second album, Wheatfields, from the 60s. This is the Guess Who from 1977, So Long, Byantine. Okay. Okay. What else you're going to say? It was okay. Artificial Paradise. This one at least had some fun things in here. Okay, let's just... I like this. It's like an advertisement here. So if you were to look at it, it's like, well, what is this? It took me forever to find out what the heck was the name of the album. But then they had this. This came out, a little letter from Artificial Paradise. Dear Dreamer of the Good Life. And this tells you how you can go about and become part of the good life. On the back side, they have their lyrics on there. A little insert here. We have real people win real prizes in Artificial Paradise giveaways. So to me, this kind of made the album just fun because it was some great little marketing that they put on there and really fun. Low pay, long hours, routine, no future. Yes, that's what it's all about, isn't it? I said goodbye to the rat race after winning Artificial Paradise bucks. Raised my payroll 77,000%. All right. I like that. Okay. Parliament, Mothership Connection. I have everything Parliament's ever made on CD and almost everything on album, but I did not have Mothership Connection or actually Chocolate City, which I still need to pick up. So I saw this out there and had to have it. Parliament is just one of those groups that I love. I first got into Parliament from Columbia Record Club because I did not send in my card back in the mid-70s, and if you did not send in your Columbia Record Club card to say, I do not want this purchase, you got that purchase. And in the mail came Dr. Funkenstein. So I'm living in this town, about 2,000 people in Nebraska, and I have Dr. Funkenstein. Let me tell you, folks, in Nebraska, in a town about 2,000 people, no nobody knows anything about George Clinton and Parliament, and especially the clones of Dr. Funkenstein. But it turned me on, and I really got excited about this thing. And I was the only guy in my high school that was funkin' for fun. Yeah, man. So this has great Mothership Connection, Star Child, P-Funk. P-Funk, I want to get funked up. Hey, alright, so they use the word funk a lot. You can figure out what all that means. It also has Give Up the Funk, Tear the Roof Off the Sucker. Great album, really, to me, a wonderful album. P-Funk, you know, they really took off. You know, they were what George Clinton did, doo-wop groups. Boy, but once he got in Bootsy Collins and some other people from the James Brown band, they created the funk. And there is nobody funkier than Parliament. And when you listen to their grooves, I mean, they've been sampled so often, but there's a good reason for it. They had the grooves. Bootsy Collins was amazing. All right, MFSB. These guys were they were the house band for the Sound Sigma Studios, or basically the Philadelphia Sound. When you think of the 70s, and you think of groups like the Delphonics, Stylistics, and all that, also a lot of the disco music. This was the house band for it. It stands for Mother, Father, Sister, Brother. Right. That's what they say. Most people will say it stands for, if you have children, please put a hand over their ear right now, motherfucking son of a bitch. I tend to kind of think that's what they meant, but we just couldn't quite put that on print. So this is called Love Is the Message. And Love Is the Message came out in '73. This had the big hit on there. Their biggest hit was Sounds of Philadelphia, and it became, it was used on the opening of Soul Train. And, you know, you would know that. Anybody would hear it, would be aware of that music. So, there's the record label there. And it was on the Philadelphia International Records. Philadelphia International Records. These guys went from 71 to 81. But by then, the Philadelphia sound absolutely had petered out. Disco was dead. That type style of music had died away. You know, there was 30 musicians with this. And there was no need for them anymore. So away they went. But fun album. It's kind of hit and miss a little bit about there. I mean, it really is a dated album. You know, you know, again, you have the, you know, the Sounds of Philadelphia, which was a fun hit, but it's pretty dated. All right. Frankenspud got another new album, and Richard Riley, here we go. It's New Blues. Cedric Burnside. Cedric Burnside, born in '78, and his grandson was R.L. Burnside. And his mother was R.L. Burnside's daughter. His father, whose name I can't think off the top of my head, also was a blues player. By age 13, he was playing drums for R.L. Burnside, so he really got going as a drummer. He does play guitar, but basically he is known for his drumming. And, you know, he's been making music probably since the early aughts, been recording on there. It's a dirty blues. You know, R.L. Burnside, especially as he got older, he had that groove. But it was a single type of groove, and every song had the same groove going. It was good for a few songs, but after a while it got monotonous. He has that dirty groove going on too, kind of distorted guitars. Is really good backbeat with the drumming. You know, you can hear it, you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, you know. I truly enjoy the way this guy drums, but it's more varied than his grandfather R.L. But R.L. was getting pretty old by then, so this was a fun pickup. I really did enjoy it. It just came out, so I've seen it posted by some other people, and it's fun to pick that up. All right, my next one, Wild Mexico. Okay, this here is garage groups from the 60s. So what can I say about this album? I mean, I love this. So all I can say, it was muy emocionante. Me encanta este disco. Discográfico. Fue muy divertido escucharlo. Yes, I do speak a little Spanish. I just can't understand it very well. So the name of the album is Jóvenes, Rebeldes y Acalados. So really it means young people, rebellious, and oh my God, crazy. Okay, that's what it means. These guys take a lot of the, so this is songs from the 60s. This is punk groups or garage groups from Mexico from the 60s, and they play a lot of really neat stuff. Hits from US on a lot of this. So when you listen to this, you can hear Hello, I love you, won't you tell me your name, which is Hola Te Quiero is on there. They do Twistin', they do Incense and Peppermint, Love Potion 99 is on here. El Ballet de la Pluma, that's the Twistin', Incencio en Mienta, Incense and Peppermint. Dead Wax 66, Randy from Dead Wax 66, if you've never seen his channel, he does a lot of garage rock. I mean, it's incredible the garage rock he does. And Randy, if you watch this, this would be something, you probably already have it. This is volume 2. What a fun list. I mean, I truly enjoyed this. You know, one of these days I need to do some, you know, where I drop some album. Yeah, I just got to figure out how to do it smoothly, where I could do some, where you could listen to some of this music, because this was great. So if you want something really different, take a look for this. Wild Mexico, collection of raw and rare 60s Mexican rock and roll. Really nice. Okay, I got Antonio Aguilera Barraza. It's Mariachi Baby. Yeah, all right. This was something in my record store, thumbing through the racks. What's this? Let's give this a try. My goodness, I like this. So, Antonio Aguilera Barraza, he was born in 1917. Very wealthy family. And he didn't start recording music till his 1950s. Before that, he was an equestrian, yes. He actually got Mexico to be pretty famous with their equestrian teams in the Olympics and all that. So we can thank Antonio for that. Way to go, Antonio. In the 50s, he began recording music. He became an actor. He became a producer. He really got busy. He recorded 150 albums. I need only 149 more, and I will have the complete collection from Antonio. That's all. 149 more. I'll need my special Antonio room on here. They compare him in Mexico like to Gene Autry, Roy Rogers, you know, singing cowboy type. I really enjoyed this. It was so good. It was just fun to hear this mariachi music going on. So horn driven. It truly, I mean, I played this 3-4 times already. You know, I get some albums you hear a couple times. This one's been on replay, which is why the Los Lobos, the traditional Mexican music, it's super enjoyed that. All right, getting through here. Next one, Tapazuki. Doug, if you haven't watched, there's a channel, Fat City Vinyl, and Doug has that channel. He's like my reggae guru. He teaches me and shows me so much reggae, and you know, and I've been in contact with him periodically about reggae because I've wanted to learn more. I have, you know, Bob Marley on CD. There's more to reggae than Bob Marley, right? And so he's really been expanding, and I've been out looking. And so when I went to Stack Records, the thing was to buy reggae. I came out with one reggae album. I have other African albums that we'll do on another video that were really neat. So this is Rare Dubs from 76 to 79. So Tapazuki. Tapazuki was born in '55. His name was David Sinclair. His mother had a nickname, Tapa. The group he ran around with, the gang, was called the Zooks. So Tapazuki. Well, in '73, his mom was kind of going, "You're not, man, you are heading down the wrong track." She sent him to England. Well, he's in England. He's at a bar, and there's like an open night, reggae night. He gets up and sings. There's a producer out there named Benny Lee. Benny Lee is working with Lee Scratch Perry, and they were really into this dub music. And he liked him and says, "Hey, why don't you come work with me?" And so Tapazuki began working with him and also recording. And so they did some dub music. So dub is a genre of reggae. The thing of dub is it's heavy bass and heavy drum. It's not so much about the lyrics as this bass and drum. In fact, sometimes they take a reggae song, they may not even have the lyrics, but you have the bass and drum going on. And you hear that in here. I mean, it's really, really heavy. Oh man, dub is, what can you say? It's like it really means making a copy of one recording to another one. But in Jamaica, dub means an erotic dance or sex. That's what dub meant. So yeah, you think now, dubstep music, electronic music. So much from dub has been put into other music that we listen to, especially the different dance musics out there. And so especially I think dub music. They have those large bass. Dub is bass and drum. Name of the label: Jamaica Recordings, Tapazuki. So obviously this has, this just came out, I don't have a date on here, sorry, I don't remember when this one came out, but it's fairly new. So it was an interesting, it jumped me into something else. Alright, 2 more to go here, folks. This one, Witch. Okay, Witch stands for We Intend to Cause Havoc. We intend to cause havoc. So this is Zamrock. Alright, so I got 2 more channels I have to talk about real quick here. Jacob from Moon Rocks. Actually, a lot of people call it Moen Rocks. It's M-O-E-N, but I believe it's pronounced Moon Rocks. Jacob's from Denmark. And there's David Guerre. G-U-E-R-R-E. He's from France. Both these guys show a lot of African music. A lot of African music, and a lot of dance, and they've really inspired me. I mean, I've always liked it, but I don't know nothing about it. That's what the vinyl community is all about, folks. We're out there and we're listening to this stuff. So, thanks to them, I've really pushed myself into some other places, along with everyone else. Hey, I got the Gun Club vinyl community. This came off Witch in Time label. This is Zamrock. It's called Zamrock. So Zambia, in 1964, Zambia got independence, and the president goes, "All right, we're independent. Hey, radio station, 95% of every song played on the radio station must be from groups from Zambia." That was great, fantastic. What's the problem? We don't have that many groups from Zambia. We've been playing other music, so suddenly they're making these groups and all that. Well, this group started in '71, and they lasted until '77. They became one of the most popular groups in Zambia, playing Zamrock. What their downfall is Zambia began really falling apart in the '70s, began going to chaos, and so suddenly there was curfew and martial law. So at night, nobody could go out. So these guys, or any other group, could only play during the daytime. Well, during the daytime, people were working. If they weren't working, then they had no money and they couldn't go. So all these groups just disappeared. And it's too bad, because Zamrock is fantastic. So it's like a mixture of reggae, funk, and rock. Super good music. Really great. This is a neat album. And what's sad, though, is all these members, all but one died of AIDS. So the AIDS epidemic that swept through Africa, still going on there to this day, killed almost every single one of them but one person. Really, really kind of sad. Andrew from Tales from the Crate, he had a note on my, he did my contest video, and he said, you have to fall in love with music. I mean, music's about falling in love again. I thought that was a great thing, because it is about finding something you can fall in love with. I fell in love with this album. Wow, I can't tell my wife. Final album, Ella Fitzgerald. Here we go. And this is Sweet and Hot. This was neat. You can just see it right through there. It's a Decca, and it's a promotional, Decca promotional. You know, just one wonderful vocals from Ella. Was there anything super special on it? No, this is from 1955. I did like just there was a promotional album from Ella Fitzgerald and something for jazz. That's all the jazz I had this week. Okay, there we go. And again, I went really long. I really thought I had this down, but I get talking and telling the story, and I'm sorry about that. If you haven't looked at my contest, please do. If you want to enter, please do. I have 25 entries. I'll do an update on that here really soon, so everyone makes sure that they're entered. But so far, 25 people have entered it. New subscribers this week, thank you very much. I hope you took the time to come back and watch a second time. Again, music separated. You can take that little line right on through, though I do appreciate when you watch the whole thing. Please leave me comments, talk to me, whatever about. There's some great stuff. I'm going to try to put some links down for the people that I talked about that have helped me in their channels. I just have to figure it out, man. I suck at it. I get it, but I'm working on it to get better. Someday I'll understand editing. So, another week on us. Thank you so much for getting up in the morning. Get your coffee going there. I hope you had a little breakfast and watched my channel. And as always, appreciate everyone. Have a wonderful week, all right?